Hey beloved, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sally. If you're new here, thank you for clicking my video and joining me on my corner of the interwebs. I am starting a new series. Here's the thing. So I've been getting DMs from IG and Facebook about just people just asking me their opinion of things, or situations or things that are happening to them based on YouTube videos that I've done or Instagram reels and things like that. If you're not already following me, and yeah, just do that. Everything is in the in the description box below. So yeah, I thought let's do a video and share thoughts. That's the whole point of this series. It's just sharing thoughts, and hopefully I get to help you in your journey. And I hope we get to have a conversation about this in the comment section below, right? So without further ado, let's get started. So I have some of the questions here on my phone, right? I'm not gonna mention names or anything like that. I'm just gonna mention the scenario as it was sent to me. Okay, great. So here we go. Whew. I don't know why I feel some type of way about this thing, but no, we're doing this. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Why is it that dudes ghost the moment you allow them in? And I asked her what she means. So she met a guy. This is from a female, yeah? She said she met a guy and he seemed great. He said and did all the right things, right? And she wasn't sure about him at first, but slowly she started letting him in. The moment she did, he ghosted. Now she's asking, why is that? I don't know. I'm not a guy. That's the thing. I'm not a guy. I don't know. Maybe guys, Ebu hit the comment section. Dudes who actually watch my channel, I appreciate you. Why do you guys ghost like that? So here's the thing. What I think, this is still my opinion. I feel like, based on the information you're giving me, I feel like he was never there in the first place. Like he was not interested. I feel like he was interested in one thing and then you gave it to him. And then now he's not interested anymore. And so he ghosts. Or someone else has grabbed his attention and then he ghosts. We can never understand the male species. We can't. I feel like, dude, guys, it's 2023. Why are we still doing these things? Surely, if you're not interested in someone, why would you string someone along or show interest if you have no intentions? There's nothing wrong with being friends with people. You can have as many friends as you want, right? But stringing someone along and making them feel like you're their special person, I think that's a deeper level of insanity. But that's just me. Anyway, I'm curious to hear the guys' opinions, and maybe females, if you've experienced this thing and maybe found out why, hit the comments and share with us. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Okay, I'm dating a girl who I plan to marry soon. Okay, this is from a dude. I'm dating a girl who I plan to marry soon. Thing is, I feel she isn't in this as much as me. She's young and seems like she wants to enjoy her life more. I feel like if I let her go, I will lose her. What should I do? I did ask how old Young is. Just to put context, he didn't respond. It's a dude. So here's the thing. I feel if you are female and below 25, you have no business being in a committed relationship unless you understand the dynamics and everything that comes with that. But if you're over 25, it's just because of the maturity of being in a relationship and relating to another person who you intend to spend the rest of your life with, right? It's about intentionality and commitment here. Because youngins these days are just all about themselves and are thinking, what can I get out of this? How can I have fun with this? Especially the females. Because you'll find, I'm not bashing, but let's call a spade a spade. A lot of females these days are just looking for the benefits of a relationship and don't want to commit, really. You like the idea of being in a relationship, but that's just about it. Being a committed one, and there's exceptions to everything. There's exceptions. I feel like he said she's young, so I'm guessing that she's just coming into herself and just figuring out who she is and liking what she likes and disliking, just realizing certain things about herself. And then now she finds herself in this with you, in this committed. You're ready to settle. I'm guessing you're over 25. You're ready to settle and you want a wife. And I discovered this the other day. Men know what they want. Men, ideally, they know what they want. They have a vision of what their wife looks like, physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. They know. So the unfortunate thing for some men is they try to fit that idea into a person instead of seeking God's clarity. Perhaps instead of trying to fit this being who has given you attention into what you want. So you're rigid in your ways and then not allowing this woman. And by the way, it also applies to God-led relationships. I put that in quotes very loosely because, again, in this day and age, you find a lot of couples who talk about, oh yeah, we're led by the Holy Spirit, but you are led by the flesh. And then years down the line, you guys break up, and when you ask, I thought it was led by the Spirit. What happened here? And you can't give an answer. I don't think that was God's voice. I think it was your own. But that's another story. Altogether, I just feel like she's not ready for a committed relationship. And you need to sit with yourself and ask yourself if you're willing to wait. And first of all, you guys need to have that conversation and ask her if she's ready, and assess for yourself if she's ready. And I mean, we're humans. So you just ask a direct question and answer directly. Why do we have to go about beating around the bush because we don't want to be our true selves because we're scared of the repercussions? You will be your true self in marriage where you can't get out of, and we do divorce. The rate at which divorces are just happening. Guys, communicate. I think that's what dating is about. Courtship is about communication. Figuring out if you guys can actually do this forever. And then if you can't, you can't. I mean, you've gained a good friend. And leave it at that. You take your L's and moves. But keeping someone there because you want what you want, it's gonna bite you in the ass at some point. That's just what I think. Anyway, let's go into the next one. Funny how I said if you want what you want, and that's the next question. Is it wrong for me to want what I want? I mean, are my standards too high? Or men just don't want to try anymore? So I asked, it's a female, I asked her, what do you mean? And she says, she's been putting herself out there. She wants to get back into the dating scene, and she's been putting herself out there. She says making herself available, joining activities in terms of church and things like that, and making it known that she's single and ready to mingle. But for some reason, she can't seem to get someone to be interested. And if she does, it's like her standards are too high. Girl! Wow. Perhaps you need to sit down with yourself and hear God's voice on that one. Because many a times, I don't want to say your standards are too high. I feel like everybody should have standards, men and women. Here's the thing. Men and women should have standards. And there's standards, and then there's expectations. Standards I call requirements. There's requirements to your standards, and then there's expectations, right? You need to know what the difference is, because there are things that we put as standards that are ridiculous that you can do for yourself that isn't really a deal breaker, right? If your partner doesn't do it. But then there's requirements. There's expectations. I don't feel like you have high standards. Perhaps you should review what your standards are, and then ask yourself, are those my requirements or are those my expectations? Your requirements are things that are must-haves. Like you require your partner to do this because this is how you are and this is how you reciprocate. This is, I think, where love languages fall in. Because if you require your partner to love you in your love language because that's the same thing that you're going to do for them, right? You expect your partner to give you a Valentine's Day gift because it's Valentine's Day and just an act of love. But it's not a requirement. Does that make sense? Requirements, expectations, know the difference. So ask yourself, these standards, are they your requirements or are they your expectations? And then see how you carry yourself, because a lot of guys are put off by some of the behaviors as women do. So also have a list. I always say this, it's good to have a checklist. Have a checklist of what you like your husband to be or your future partner to be. What does that look like? Down to the nitty-gritties of the eye color. I always encourage people to do that. Put up your list of your, your ideal man or your ideal partner, and then put up a list of your requirements. They should be in line, because those are the things, there's this statement people making about bringing the table and what you bring to it. Yeah, I think it's a misguided perception. What's going on out here, it's a bit misguided for my liking. But the thing that you should bring to the table is the same thing that you can eat. You can't expect someone else to eat what you've brought to the table and you're not eating from the same plate. My 2 cents. But I'd like to hear your comments down below. What do you guys think? Shall we do another one? Because I don't want these videos to be super long. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, do women change after marriage? I married a woman who I honestly feel doesn't want to be married. I think she was in love with the idea of the wedding, but now she isn't a wife. I don't believe in divorce. What do I do? Wow. First of all, I'm sorry for what you're going through. And this is where I insist. Here's the thing. Did you guys have a conversation about this before you got married? By this I mean your expectations of marriage, roles, how you guys are gonna live. It could be, by the way, it could be just that simple. Because you say here, you don't feel like she doesn't want to be married. Why? What about marriage do you feel like that she didn't want to be married? You say also like she was in love with the idea of the wedding, which, to be honest, a lot of females are in love with that. A lot of females are in love with I'm gonna get this dress and my wedding is gonna look like this, and I'm gonna have these bridesmaids and they're gonna look like this, and this is what we're gonna do in the wedding. And the whole idea, the wedding is a day, marriage is a lifetime. So she was in love with the fantasy of the wedding, and then the reality hit her and she realized, wait, this is not what I signed up for. I think the two of you, this one needs counseling. This one doesn't need a YouTube video like this for me to tell you what to do. Here's the thing, go to counseling. There's more things a counselor can tell you than I can. But I think there's something deeper that she's not telling you about and you don't know about. And maybe also, again, like I said before, your expectations and your requirements of her, maybe it's something that she's incapable of doing or unable to do or doesn't understand what she needs. You all should have a conversation, preferably with a therapist. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. I don't want to make these videos long because I don't want it to be, I want it to be more conversational, especially in the comments. I don't want it to be, Sally said, no. If you feel like my advice is sound and can help you in your relationship, great. But I am in no way an expert of a relationship. A lot of these things and a lot of my thoughts are coming also from my experiences and experiences from others. So I do hope my words will encourage you in whatever way to do something about your relationships. But I'm more interested and I want us to have more conversations down in the comment section below. So it's your turn. Tell me, of the questions that we've talked about today, what are your thoughts? And if you do have questions that you want to ask, you can hit the comment section down below, or you can go to my social media and DM me. I promise I will respond. I promise. Let's interact more everywhere. As always, feel free to hit the subscribe button. I'm still on the road to 1,000. It really helps my channel out if you do so. Hit the notification bell to be notified of any videos that I upload. I thank you for being on this journey with me. Share this video, give me a thumbs up, and until a moment arrives where we can meet again in the next video, stay safe, stay blessed. God loves you and I love you too. See you in the next one.